Hey everybody, Nick here. Welcome back to the channel. Now, if there's a day I dislike most than any other all year round, that would have to be New Year's Eve. I mean, I used to celebrate it when I was younger. Had to do something, had to go out, had to have a date, had to whatever. You're always pressured into having some sort of plans, which I found really ridiculous. And the general idea was that if you didn't have plans, you were like a loser or a square, or you're not doing anything for New Year's. You have to do something for New Year's. Absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion. I mean, the reason why I dislike it so much now is many reasons, and I'll get into them. But first, I'm sure there's like some sort of backstory to it. From what I was reading, it's like a Roman celebration as well, part of the solstice or something, or the rebirth of like springtime or something. I don't know. I don't know what the hell it is exactly. I do know that it comes from the god Janus or Janus, the two-faced god. One looking back of the past year and one face looking to the new year. I just think it's so stupid. I don't know. I mean, the celebration of changing a number, going into a new year, with everyone expecting, or with the expectation that the next year will be somehow better than the previous year. I can tell you one thing, that next year, 2025, or this year, if you're watching this in 2025, it's not going to be much better. There's going to be maiming, murder, all the evil shit that you expect from humanity, but in a different year. More of the same. It's a continual loop. Each year is practically the same, only you call it a different year. More violence, more pillaging. Nothing changes. Only gets worse. And this is just a realistic viewpoint, because people are gonna say, you gotta have faith in humanity. You gotta know that the new year could be better. You know that it could be better for you. You gotta make changes in your life to improve going forward. Now, I'm not against making changes to improve your life, such as diet, eating properly, exercising more, maybe giving up some sort of nasty habit. But why do you need New Year's to make a resolution? I always thought that was so stupid. Why not make the decision now? Why not do it now rather than wait till the next year? It's just, and no one ever really goes through with it. It's always, oh, I had a New Year's resolution and I stayed with it for a month, and then I couldn't do it anymore. New Year's resolutions are stupid. If you want to make a change or something to better yourself, the time is now. Well, the time was yesterday. But people seem to want to use New Year's as this way to make a resolution. But we all know deep down inside, people know that the next year is gonna be shitty, if not shittier than the year before. If you look back over time, it's hard to deny the fact that things are not getting better. Okay, you can't sit there and tell me that the world is getting better and it's become more. There's more equality. There's more justice. No, it's going the other way around. We may be going forward on the calendar, but we're definitely going backwards when it comes to the quality of life, the safety of this planet in most countries these days. Now, I know the reasons why that is. It's an orchestrated plan by this network of secret societies. Whether you want to believe that or not, that's fine by me. I really don't care. And I won't get into that in this video. But everyone just wants to go along with the crowd. That's another reason why New Year's is so popular. Everybody's just been, programmed or indoctrined to go along with it. Oh, they're having a party. Oh, we got to do that too. Same with anything, right? No one wants to feel left out of the party. Everyone wants to be out drinking and having a good time, waiting for the countdown. 10, 9, 8, fuck off. It's the same thing every year, you know? It's even worse in like some places around the world. For example, New York City. Millions of people go into Times Square. And this has been going on for like a century or so. I don't know when they started doing the Times Square countdown with the big stupid ball coming down during the count, and then like it's all like optics and illusions and ridiculousness that people are wasting their time with and not seeing the realities of what's going on in the world. Sure, you can say New Year's Eve is a distraction, just like all these other big festivities like Christmas, Halloween, Valentine's Day, Easter. There are all these like little breaks to keep you diverted away from what's actually going on in this world. People don't realize that drinking excessively, especially on one night of the year or one day of the year, New Year's Eve, is going to destroy you. And it is. Health is going to go down. And I get it. Life, you're only living once. You want to kind of have a good time. I believe in that. I believe in having a good time. But just using this as the excuse to binge drink, fornicate. I mean, how many kids are probably conceived on New Year's Eve? Countless many. You know, probably going to be born in September of 2025. A lot of these kids, or October. It's all real nonsense to me. There were people going to celebrate in New York City, and a lot of them have to get there early, right? Otherwise, you can't get a spot up close. The earlier you get there, the more chance you have of seeing the festivities and nonsense. People go as far as to wear like those disposable granny diapers or whatever, or diapers in general, just so they don't have to use the washroom, like because there's no way to leave. You leave your spot, you lose it. How demented is that? How demented is that? I mean, amongst other things, you know, people waiting in line to get the next tech. This is one of those stupid things that humans do in order to enjoy one of the dumbest things of ever. And not to mention, you're gonna freeze your ass off waiting for the New Year's countdown. There's usually always brawls and stuff like that happening, and because people can't handle their liquor, they're angry drunks, and it's supposed to be ringing in the new year on a positive note, but usually it's always negative nastiness. And unfortunately, the truth isn't always beautiful. The truth is a standalone thing. You know, it's not going to be something you want to be positive. It's not going to be positive all the time. People always want to hear what they want to hear. They don't want to hear, even if it's the ugly truth. Just like this video, I'm gonna get probably a ton of comments saying how there's nothing wrong with New Year's. New Year's is a good time. You can get with friends and family. And I'm not telling you or anyone else what you should do. If you want to celebrate New Year's, go for it. I really don't care. I'm just simply telling you what I think about New Year's, how dumb in general it is. The whole thing about it. People spending even more money to have big parties, buy all this booze up, and it's at the end of the day, you've spent so much money on Christmas and then New Year's, and you're going to be indebted even more. Sure, people have money they can blow and it's not going to affect them. Good for you. But I don't know. There's nothing special to me about New Year's. There really isn't. I could go to bed early, and then tomorrow is the same. Is just another day to me. Today, for example, New Year's Eve is another day to me. What's gonna change? The number on the calendar. We got to go through all the same nonsense again. All the same problems, if not more problems coming, and more nasty, disgusting problems coming our way. More people are going to continue to die. More people are going to realize that this world is not what they thought it was. Hopefully, that'd be nice. And just more of the same, you know, shoveling crap out, shoveling crap in. It's just the same every year, same crap. Last year, I think it really hit me. I did celebrate here in Brazil. This will be now what, 1, 2, 3, either my third or fourth New Year's now, and they had canceled the ones in 2021, 22. They had like a little party or whatever, but nothing extravagant. If you heard of Copacabana, it's one of the biggest celebrations they have for New Year's. Couple million people show up on the beach there. And for me, I just started realizing it's the same repetitive nonsense. Now the difference is here in Brazil, they generally wear white or whatever to go to the beach to do the countdown and all that nonsense. And there's always trouble happening when they have the events in Copacabana. Always little thieves pickpocketing people, knifing people. It's always nonsense, but people keep going. People keep going. I just never understood that. Even though the city brings the best security possible, they spend all this money, they do bag checks, metal detector checks and stuff, it never fixes any of the problems. There's always some problem that happens during the New Year's festivities here. You get that. People just launching fireworks all the time. I mean, this is even normal all the time. It doesn't have to be New Year's for this shit to go off, but people spend their wad on a whole bunch of fireworks. And not to say I don't like fireworks, but there's a time and place. Like, it sounds like bombs going off. I feel like I'm in Baghdad in the early 2000s. I don't know. I mean, always the same nonsense. Rinse and repeat. I don't know how so many people just keep going along with it. It's incredible to me. It feels like there's some sort of spell over people where we have to do something. I think it's also the fear of missing out. They have the FOMO, and that really affects a lot of people. If they feel like everyone else is doing something and they're not doing anything, it forces their hand and then they have to do something. For me, I really don't give a damn. I mean, I'm probably gonna go to bed early tonight. It might not be that easy because there'll be fireworks like crazy. I've done it all. I've done all these parties. I've seen it in Toronto. I've seen it here in Rio, the New Year's crap. And it's all the same, in my opinion. It really is. The other nasty thing that you see is, it doesn't matter where you're having New Year's, the aftermath between 1 a.m. and like 5 or 6 a.m., people are still drinking, but then the alcohol poisoning hits and people are just ralphing all over the place, or people are just taking pisses and shits in corners because everything's pretty much closed and they can't make it home to use the washroom. It just looks like a nasty ass scene. Disgusting. And that could be Toronto, that could be Rio, that could be whatever big city you live in. It's really, really disgusting. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm in heathen central. That's how I feel when this event goes on. It's humanity is so uncivilized, really. And I don't really care if you guys think I'm negative. This is just my view on New Year's. I think it's just a complete waste of time, nonsense. And yeah, new year, same bills. You're gonna still be a slave in 2025. The same system is going to be enveloped throughout the earth. All of humanity is still going to be stuck in the same crap, the same hell realm, paying bills, working, essentially being a slave as you were in 2024. So I mean, that's why I absolutely think this is a ridiculous celebration. It's like the celebration of being a slave in the new year. I'm gonna still be a slave going into 2025. Woohoo! Paying bills. paying more money. If I had to say what the worst thing about it is, overall, is that people have a misguided view of the world, meaning that they think that going into the new year, things are going to change, things are going to be better. They really are happy to be here, even despite the fact that the world is in such turmoil. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a realist now, and I've seen the truth, and it's hard to go back once you've seen it. The other really annoying thing, by the way, is like New Year's. Everyone's saying Happy New Year. Everyone's telling you Happy New Year, and you feel inclined that you have to say it. And if you don't say it, you're like an outcast or a terrible person or something, or there's something wrong with you because you don't want to say Happy New Year. I mean, and I've had people say it to me 3 weeks in or so into January. What is the protocol? What's the last absolute day you should be able to say Happy New Year to somebody? I really don't know. I really don't know. I really feel content with the fact that I do not celebrate this anymore. And it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me one bit, knowing how most people are going to be hungover the next day. And I actually really do like New Year's Day, because you usually get like the day off or something. But I like the fact that, hey, I feel pretty good about myself. I avoided the nonsense, and I don't drink anymore, so I don't feel like shit the next day, or I don't regret anything that I did during the night of New Year's Eve. So I definitely, I feel okay on New Year's Day. But again, to me, it's just another day. And yeah, it's already actually New Year's if you technically think about it on the other side of the world. So people are completely oblivious to that. Not everybody, but many people, they don't realize that the number already changed for many people across on the other side of the globe. Anyways, that's all I have to say about New Year's Eve and New Year's in general. Let me know what your thoughts are. I think it's a complete waste of time. I think it's overrated. I think it's just another reason to celebrate whatever the hell it is people want to celebrate, and drink, and that's it. That's all I can say about it. And my next video will be in 2025. Hopefully I'll do a live for you guys. And thanks again for watching. Let me know your thoughts about New Year's Eve, whatever. And see you in the next video very soon. Bye for now.